You are the victor of the all-important process.
The guy is learning how to study words, but looking at my own level of contributions to society, looking at my own
Good morning, and pleasant welcome to K News at 6:45 minutes news on Kool 91.9. We are also live online at www.knewsonline.com. With this presentation, my name is Siaway, Miapue reporting. The government of Liberia has sharply reacted to United States Ambassador Michael A. McCarthy's recent report, where he observed that citizens in the country have been neglected, with multiple hospitals not received a penny of what they were promised in the 2022 budget from the government for health and education centers in the rural parts of the country, as well as efforts to decentralized development. However, in a release late Wednesday evening, the government of Liberia says it acknowledges the concerns raised by Ambassador McCarthy, but says his narrative was inaccurate. Signed by Information Minister Lejeho Reni, the release stated that the country continues to make significant progress since the end of the Civil War, which tore the nation apart for more than a decade and sunk its future into poverty. He said recent efforts by the Weir administration aimed at reviving critical infrastructure as they invest in health and education have gotten much acclaim from various bilateral and multilateral partners. The efforts, he said, are being accelerated despite global economic challenges, which have slowed growth in many parts of the world. The government, in its reaction, also claimed that it continues to expand its efforts to increase the coverage to meet the needs of millions of Liberians, as well as hone the skills of service providers, which it says was the central theme of the recently concluded third international symposium for community health workers hosted in Monrovia and attended by hundreds of delegates from around the world, with many speakers, including those from the World Bank and Global Financing Facility, cited Liberia as a powerful example of how crucial it is to build a healthy workforce. The government further clarified that a U.S. system made a reference to by Ambassador is not money coming entirely to the Liberian government, as has understandably been shown by politicians with an eye on the upcoming elections. Rennie, in a press statement, added that only a small fraction of government-to-government support is disbursed only after proof of performance goes to the government. The National Elections Commission says as of the 5th of May 2023, it will begin the documentation of violations and consistent with due process apply the appropriate actions against non-compliance as in keeping with the revised campaign guidelines. NEC Chairperson Deviator Brown Lasana said any campaign activity done prior to the campaign period of August 5 of this year will be considered as pre-campaigning and punishable by a fine of not less than 1,000 or more than 5,000 United States dollars. Madam Lasana made a disclosure at the press conference when the National Elections Commission distributed the revised election law to political parties, aspirants, coalition, and alliances at the pre-campaigning guard in Monrovia on Wednesday. NEC chairperson used to occasionally remind or register political parties, collaborations, alliances, and aspirants that the campaign period for presidential and legislative election begins on August 5 to October 8 of this year.
The Commission wishes to remind all registered political parties, coalitions, alliances, and would-be aspirants that the campaign period for the 2023 presidential and legislative elections as published by the Commission, is the 5th of August 2023 to the 8th of October 2023. Pursuant to Section 2.9H of the 1986 Elections Law, which states in essential part, the Commission shall, and I quote, formulate and enforce guidelines controlling the conduct of all elections for elective public offices, unquote. The Commission, as of the 5th of May 2023, will begin the documentation of violations and, consistent with due process, apply the appropriate action against non-compliance as in keeping with the revised campaign guidelines. Hence, any campaign activities done prior to the campaigning period is considered pre-campaigning, punishable by a fine not less than 1,000 United States dollars, nor more than 5,000 United States dollars, or its equivalent in Liberian dollars, payable into government revenue. That's the law. The Commission has invited you to afford you the opportunity to once again bear witness to the unwavering commitment of the Elections Commission to the implementation of the February 28, 2023 revised and published guidelines on campaigning.
Madam Devi Etta Brown Lasana is the head of the National Elections Commission there speaking. Presidential aspirant Councillor Tiawa Kool has described as scandalous the appropriation of fat salaries by Liberian legislature while the people they represent live in abject poverty. Councillor Gonkulos made the comment in an interview with a team of reporters recently, a day after U.S. Ambassador Miapue blamed the legislature of ignoring the plight of the citizens, but bent on buttering their own bread by allocating huge salaries for themselves. Councillor Gonglo said he agreed with the U.S. ambassador's characterization of the lawmakers, adding, "It is shameful in Liberia, with low fiscal budget and always begging America for support, will be paying a speaker and president pro tempore salaries that are far higher than the United States counterparts."
I mean, that is a clear reason. If Liberian people, if there's no reason for which they should reject this government, we have room to sweep them out of power and to sue corruption from government. This Liberian people, if there's no reason for which they should reject this government, we have room to sweep them out of power and to sue corruption from government. This is a clear reason that these people are really wicked. Look at the salary disparity. Until I talked to you, they know I did the research and said, no, this is unbelievable. I did the research again and got the same result. That somebody in an official government in Liberia is making more than somebody holding the same office in America, the richest country on earth. It's scandalous. This will, their action is really unforgiving. So get it? Let the Liberian people know that the Speaker of the House of Representatives in Liberia makes more than the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the United States. And the President pro tem of Liberia Senate makes more than the President pro tem of the U.S. Senate. More than that, President Weah, in the last 2023 budget, is getting $4.3 million, including $700 million for presidential outreach program. How he spends it?
700,000?
700,000 United States dollars. Yeah? And 4.3 million United States dollars. The salary is not known there.
In this election year, the standard bearer of the Liberian People's Party said the budget of the president and all of the elected officials have increased, opening a floodgate to wasteful spending that will lead to inflation and increase in hardship on ordinary citizens. According to him, US $4.3 million was allocated and approved for the president, along with an additional US 700,000 for outreach program. The LPP political leader vowed to wipe out corruption in government if elected and called on voters to reject those he referred to as corrupt public officials at the polls come October 10, 2023.
Leadership is about people who are prepared to die, who are prepared to make sacrifices for the people. What do you think is making me going to Bakwaitan? I didn't even know it was George Wesley's mother's home. I don't know what the other people stand for, because Vice President Boakai is an establishment politician. He accepts everything that the system offers, complies with the system. That's what he has been over there. He never opposed the three-party government when we had virtual one-party state. I never heard his voice under Doe during the military dictatorship. I never heard his voice under Taylor. Although under Taylor, people like us speaking for journalists, I free Sandomo under at the Ministry of Justice in an underground jail. There were many journalists I free. I free Stanton Peabody, the late Stanton Peabody, several, the late Jim Situa. There is not a newspaper or radio station in this town that can say Councillor Gongo never stood for me. I've always been there. And at the risk of my life, 2002, I was jailed, not for doing anything to government, because I was defending Aloysius Stowe, who was now the Secretary General of the ANC. I was defending so many journalists. I was the lawyer when the Dukis could not be.
He is Councillor Siaway Agonglo, a presidential candidate in the pending elections there speaking. And now to this development, the aggrieved elected chairpersons of the majority bloc of People's Liberation Party Youth Council have given 72 hours ultimatum to the party's leadership to withdraw from the Coalition for Democratic Change. The aggrieved Youth Council also warned the suspensions imposed on some of the POP counter chairperson to be lifted. Recently, POP leadership headed by Bernard Blue Benson with immediate effect suspended for time indefinite Captain Jerry Colley and other members of the party for allegedly breaching the party's ethics and bad laws. While addressing the press conference in Monrovia on Wednesday, the council youth chairpersons of the POP demanded the immediate reinstatement of the party chairpersons. According to Chokon George, the action by his chairperson undermines and violates the party constitution.
The People's Liberation Party Youth Chairperson Council, majority bloc of the Youth Chairperson Council of the People's Liberation Party, condemn and demands the immediate reinstatement of the county chairperson, illegally and unconstitutionally expelled and suspended for time indefinite, and take such action as something that undermines our country democracies, violate the organic law of the People's Liberation Party. So, if as a result, when the majority bloc of the chairperson council of the party became conscious, critical and analytical in their thoughts, by posting critical questions and making statements that border around the future of the People's Liberation Party. In the recent decision was unilaterally taken by the GPC, few members of the GPC, and the minority portions of the party, chair council to join the coalition without representing various county, representation of various county chairperson leadership, in proper examinations or presenting the framework document that could protect the party future while in collaborations. The party decision to form an alignment or join a collaboration or coalition is not a decision that should be unilaterally taken by jointly meet the endorsement and consensus of 8 elected county officials, as so described in the party constitution. Now, the actions that were taken by the 4 party executives is illegal, and we are now going to rest to the 4 years until we bring the party back to this status quo ante. And we also want to use the occasion that in the next 72 hours, we will be launching a vote of no confidence in Heaven David Blama, the vice chair for administration for the National Youth Assembly of the People Liberation Party that preached the gospel. We are going to have seats in the legislatures. So as such, if we go into collaboration, there are procedures. That's why the politicians say a common policy plan. So in the common policy plan, there should be an agreement. We should be giving up PRP. We are saying the decision that was taken by the party executive is wrong constitutionally. We wanted to come back to start post ante. And the issue of the suspension, we're not giving our credence. We don't want that clear to then I'll put people back because if you want to suspend somebody, there are procedures. You had a grievance ethics committee. In a grievance
Aggrieved elected chairpersons of the majority bloc of the People's Liberation Party Youth Council, they're giving 72 hours ultimatum to the party's leadership to withdraw it from the coalition for a democratic change. And you listen to Chokon George. He is the chairperson of the aggrieved elected. Uh, he's the aggrieved the chairperson of the aggrieved Youth Council of the People's Liberation Party. And on to this development, an organization known as Start Nima Youth Alliance Movement has alarmed over an alleged secret deal between former Vice President Joseph Boakai and Senator Prince Johnson to support the Unity Party in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections. The movement chairperson, Gerald Tieton, disclosed that as part of the secret deal, Ambassador Boakai is expected to select Senator Jeremiah Kool as its running mate. And if the UP win, the UP government will allot $5 million United States dollars annually from the national budget to Senator Prince Yomi Johnson's university. Addressing the press conference in Monrovia, Mr. Tieton explained that the meeting between the former Vice President and Senator Johnson was held in the absence of Senator Jeremiah Kool because he is just being used as summer soldier to forward the warlord. He used the occasion to call on people of Nimba County not to allow Senator Johnson loan their votes to enrich himself and his colleagues.
The issue here is Prince Johnson will be co-vice president if Boakai wins the election because he will be more like a de facto vice president because Jeremiah Kool is a puppet. Mind you, Senator Johnson is a former military general, a former rebel leader. And Senator Kool is in this instant case like a child soldier. He takes instruction from his godfather. So you bragging about our county. Are we willing to mortgage our county where Senator Johnson running from one media institution to another because he got something called $5 million? He has subsidy in every fiscal national budget. You know what we do for other counties? It will strangulate other counties. Not only other counties, a county is university that is a private university stand to benefit. And then what happened to Tabata Jassy Hebdo Hospital? What happened to the Nima University that we have? It will also strangulate the property striking masses of our people that are enrolled into this university only to accommodate and satisfy that deed, that evil deed. This is why we call it devilish. And it should be resisted by all well-meaning Liberian and the people of Nima County. His godfatherism has diminished. But check the current Nima legislative caucus. Only 3% from Senator Johnson party. So how can he enjoy the entire leadership of, or the entire members of the Nima legislative caucus? He, Senator Kool, Gombu Gabon, they are the only 3 persons from his party. So we have 11 legislators, 2 senators and 9 representatives. So how can he only enjoy the confidence of president because in election year, he go to consummate deal with president. When they are elected, then he get it. You only hear Senator Johnson advocating for the people of Nima when election is around. It will interest you to know that Senator Johnson has not played any pivotal role into public institutions. When was the last time that Senator Johnson advocated for any high school in Nima County to be placed on the national budget? He's not even a founding member of the Nima University. On the list of people who established, who put pen to paper for the establishment of Nima University today, you cannot find the name Senator Johnson. He opposed to that. On the formation of the Jassy Hebdo, Joseph Boakai, as then Vice President Honor Manaseri, he wanted that project to go to Lofa County. There were few legislators who stood their ground.
There were few legislators that stood their ground. An organization known as START, Nima Youth Alliance movement towards chairperson there, alarming over an alleged secret deal between former Vice President Joseph Boakai and Senator Prince Johnson to support the United Party in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections. If you're just joining us, it is a reminder that you're listening to K News. It is a 45 minutes news bringing you the actual voices of the newsmaker. We are also live online at www.knewsonline.com. You can also follow us live this morning on our Facebook page at K News Online for live development. And now to this story, 2 out of 6 supponent witnesses have testified in the $100 million United States dollars cocaine case in criminal court C at the Temple of Justice. The institutions and individuals that testified on Wednesday, April 26, include APM Terminus and Otello Gabler, the managing editor of the New Dawn newspaper. The appearance of these institutions and individuals is to establish their role played with regards to the case. Rachel Sikime is our judicial reporter, and she now has more on this development.
Emeka Obanji, the Deputy Managing Director and Financial Officer at the APM Terminal, said his institution plays no role in the inspection and clearing of containers at the Freeport of Liberia. Therefore, the company did now also inspect the 2 containers that contained the $100 million cocaine that was confiscated last year, October. According to Obanji, the role of APM Terminals is limited to the discharge, storage, and release of containers at the Freeport of Monrovia. He, however, noted that APM Terminal released the 2 containers that were confiscated based on the instruction from the shipping line, as with other containers that are also there in line with the shipping line and the Liberia Revenue Authority order. He maintained that the instruction from the LRA is a system-based, something which he claimed is scrutinized to the operating system. Meanwhile, the managing editor of the New Dawn newspaper, Otello Gabler, took the witness stand after he was subpoenaed based on an article he wrote in February about the same container. He could not continue with his testimony due to power shortage at the Temple of Justice at the time, and was, however, sent to Friday, April 28th at 10:30 a.m. to continue his testimony.
Rachel Sikime, our judiciary reporter, there with that development. The chief executive officer of Boko Jada Group of Companies wants Liberians to do away with negative voices and hate messages that tend to undermine the peace and stability of the country. Ayrton James urged Liberians to remain calm and embrace the government's effort in development of the nation. As part of his efforts to contribute to the country's economy, Jones reaffirmed his institution's commitment towards supporting business entrepreneurs through his institution by giving out more loans to his clients. He made the statement at his 5th anniversary celebration of the institution in Monrovia.
And we want to say to all of our many customers out there who took up time to come here and celebrate these 15 years of existence, it got to be God. And we are impressed by the huge number who turned out today in celebrating this company. It's not about us, it's about the company. And it's about the customer themselves too. Liberia is our only country that we have. We cannot be deported from our country. We need to rally support around the existing government. For us, we are non-political institution, and we support the objective of any existing government. And we want other companies out there to emulate a good example of Boganje. Boganje 10, 15 years, it got to be God. Yeah, there are long-term and short-term vision, right? Like I will turn 15 years right now, and there are too many things on the table. that we are going to adjust, right? And we look for better years ahead. The issue that have to do with 25%, if you look in between, right, they're high risks. You have individuals working here and doing business, there's no collateral that being presented. So the 25% help to mitigate some of the losses over the period of time. For us here, our intention is not to have to hiking in terms of the interest rate, but we look forward that we can be able to reduce the interest rate. On the last day of our celebration will be the 27th. We look forward in honoring some of our customers, the long-serving customer individuals who have been with this group for some time. We are going to be honoring some of the guys. Yeah, we do business with other line ministries.
As over 20 political parties did recently, the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia has officially affixed a signature to the Farmington River Declaration. The document signed by political parties is a guarantee that all are committed to participate in a violent, free, fair, and transparent election in Liberia. The EFFL, headed by its Commissioner-in-Chief, Emmanuel Gonkwe, is the latest political party to sign the declaration document Wednesday, April 26 at headquarters of the National Elections Commission. Minutes after the signing ceremony, the EFL Commander-in-Chief Emmanuel Gonkwe told reporters that his party remains violence-free, ensuring that October 10th presidential and legislative elections is free and transparent or characterized by non-violence.
Based on the deviation of pending factors and items within the electoral entering, we decided to come today based on consensus to sign the Farmington Declaration. Even though we are aware of some inconsistencies, as it relates to the document, we believe strongly that the document has been respected by the ruling party. We believe strongly that the document has consistently been online. There were no justification to even sign it because the document is not to be in effect, the document is online. But the fact that we have international friends reaching out to say, go ahead and sign the document, on your reservation, go ahead and sign the document so that the institution can be distinguished. Because what people try to portray as a result of our refusal to sign on fundamental grounds is that our institutions are violent political organizations. We try to distinguish ourselves from the people that EFL believe that we're talking of peace. However, they don't take us for granted. Anybody who believes that they can threaten the peace and threaten the democracy of our country, we can assure them we're not going to give them a resting place. Nobody will have a resting place for that. We will ensure that we bring sanity and hygiene to the politics of Liberia. Anyway, like you heard on OKFM today, the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia has been invited, to the naming ceremony of Joe Biden running mate because we are in opposition with random occasion. So the chairman will make that determination along with the Central Revolutionary Council. We are not a political party where the political leader makes all the decisions. We are an institution where every one of us who becomes important at some point, we sit around the table and make a decision. So we'll make a decision on that. Regarding the unmarking of the document, like I said, we are aware that the document itself is meaningless at this point because the document is being consistently unmarked.
The Commander-in-Chief of EFL also disclosed that the party will be in full attendance at the naming ceremony of Ambassador Joseph Boakai's running mate. Emmanuel Gongo said EFFL was extended an invite by the political leader of the Unity Party, Ambassador Boakai, to grace the occasion on Friday, April 28th of this year.
The Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia has been invited, to the naming ceremony of Joe Biden running mate because we are in opposition with random occasion. So the chairman will make that determination along with the Central Revolutionary Council. We are not a political party where the political leader makes all the decisions. We are an institution where every one of you becomes important at some point. We sit around the table and make a decision. So we'll make a decision on that. Regarding the unmarking of the document, like I said, we are aware that the document itself is meaningless at this point because the document has been consistently honored. But they interpret it as being violence. We want to distinguish ourselves. To say to people, no, we are not violent. We will send it to the document, or we are aware of the lapses in document.
The commander-in-chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, Emmanuel Gonkwe, the speaking. And on to some community development this morning, while the chairman of the OFI in Omega community says if care is not taken, he foresees serious land conflict in a community that is not called for in the modern era of Liberia. According to Chairman Augustine Tar, the statement is as a result of several complaints received from parts of the community bringing to his attention the ongoing disagreement over a parcel of land which he believes has been a great help to many residents of the area in allowing the free flow of water during the rainy season. Since the end of the war in 2023, land disputes have emerged as a major threat to peace in Liberia. And these legal occupants usually demand that the claimants provide valid documentation. The client provide valid documentation to support their claims of ownership, documentation which often no longer exists. As a result, struggle for land and other assets have generated tensions and violent conflicts throughout the country, a conflict that often takes on an ethnic dimension. But narrating followed, Chairman Tar frowned on the past and current government officials for what he refers to as a delay in finding solution to a crisis from the genesis, but gets interested when there is damage created by the aggrieved party, and adage has led to the loss of several lives in the country.
And myself, we are musicians that in the community 2000. Last play have become strict, and they also the place. Charles Watkins and Daniel Johnson. They reserved that play, and even people brought from different there. We were the listener, everybody. They reserved that play as street, not even alley, not 16 feet. It's about 34 feet. The same street you're looking at is a symbol street on our side. The members of the community came and said, but I send the men who want to take our issue serious. I think we got to violence to go on. And I told them no. The problem about Liberia is the big government, not only Chow's government, the personal government, no. But I remember Liberia can take things serious. They can want disaster, chaos. An example, what happened to Majibi, Rureka and Chad Benin. When they killed thousands of human beings at the time, the time government started getting concerned. The only thing they did is to send white people to go all about it. So when they were mentioning all this thing, I said, no, I want this to happen in my community. It was on Sunday. The land was green. Early in the morning, when they said, Chairman, people started running up and down, calling me, what happened? They said, oh, the army car has gone on the road there. Because what? They just sing appointment, they fire us, and even went and built something on the alley. And he knew that place was alley. There was one guy starting playing over, he used to tell the message, this place is alley. Don't occupy the alley. But today, because of what? Money, they are receiving LYC from a crime, so he decided to enlarge land. But for us, what we want, we're not getting down for land. We're not looking for land. We're not land set up. The only thing we're looking for here, we're talking here, is our alleys to be open for the local people, the masses to enjoy. Because now, just imagine, a little rain fell last night. Everywhere order is flooding.
The residents of the community, through their local leadership, is calling on President George Weah, Representative C.B. Bashir, and all the relevant agencies of government to intervene in the creeping land crisis to avoid unwanted results in the area. Chairman Tar has re-echoed the call to evoke verses that brought the 14 years of civil unrest across Liberia.
Calling the attention of George Manuel, our president, but we know you, our father. Please come to our aid. We sit down and all ministers, representatives, aspiring, whosoever, even those that ruling us as representatives for the District 3, Bashir, CB Bashir, all of you come on our aid. Because we don't want anyone to be tapping people that will call us say no. We see our saying says, another I get somebody to tap people will call about. This satisfaction can bring memory. Now what brought 1990 war? 1990 war came with this satisfaction, and then land issue we look at in this country. You will call yourself leader for all in this country. You can't count on our aid. The poor people crying. they can come. The end result, it can be bad. So what become is the closing that place to reduce it to that place to be like 15 feet. What happened to the other people? And when you're trying to even open it now, to open that place, it will affect those who struggle and so that they have to build that place. Some people build that place for more than 10, 15 years. What happened when you break it down? And then you kill the person. Then what about the one that opening and getting all the new road because of what you want to why you sacrifice yourself and other thousands of people to be angry? No. So we're saying to the public, we should just hearing people because everybody not get the same way of drinking or thinking. Because public will coming because we are already being receiving into information that sometimes public will come, they can bang issue. We don't want them to divorce the street to another place to go bust people's houses. It will not be fun. It sometimes lead to what stroke of pressure to kill people, and we don't want it. And you can see on the road there, they were the child of the annual liberty, broke people house down before. And that issue was the issue that carried our men to his grave. And we don't want it to happen. And people, we are tired of violence in the country, legally taking people land, including on people right. All those things is not fun. We came here in 2001, 1999, some of us in the community. We've been here. We are not seeing no day for people to come. No other liberty and the other people are being land dispute. That one not our problem. Our problem is we asking them, please, let them just open our alley.
He is the chairman of the OFI in Omega community there. That's Augustine Tar, alarming over the issue of land dispute in the area as well as illegal occupants of the area. If you're just joining us, it's a reminder that you're listening to K News. It is a 45 minutes of news, bringing you the actual voices of the newsmaker. We are also live online at www.knewsonline.com. You are also live on our Facebook page at K News. And now, in more development on this news presentation, health authorities in Sano County have confirmed a report case of monkeypox, declaring it as an outbreak and calling on the public to follow precautionary measures. Making a disclosure in Greenville recently, the Sano County Health Officer, Dr. Alexander Miapue said specimens of a 12-year-old child were collected at the Tubmanville Clinic, Sano County, tested at the National Reference Lab, and shown positive result. The patient, according to the CHO, is undergoing treatment and is stable. The Sano County CHO said robust safety measures are being put in place at the level of the county health team. Alexander Miapue has been explaining more to reporters in the county.
It's transmitted from animal to person, from person to person, and from mother to child. It is spread from one person to another. So it's a disease that the public health concerns, and so we always need to let the public know when we have a confirmed case around. Now, it is not fatal, it's not just happening as compared to the other. People can die from it. You have no immunity that is your system, the immune is not strong enough, it can lead to death. But according to the public health law and to CDC contribution into public health emergency, so it is incumbent upon us as leaders in the county as related to the health to let the public know that there is an incident. So that is monkeypox disease is caused by animals. First, it was discovered in rats and bats, and also monkey. But mainly it was in rat and monkey. Ever since the time passed, it was spread from animals to humans and caused some death during the time, especially in the Congo Basin. They drew attention to the World Health Organization and put in the category of a health emergency if there is positive news. There are signs and symptoms, so I will just move on the clinical side. There are signs and symptoms. The person will have fever, headache, they will have this rash on their skin. They will be like blisters. Just how the chicken pox can appear, or the chicken pox will not appear in the palm of the individual, but monkeypox will appear in the palm of the individual. And then the person will have lymph node where you have that people who are getting active and which will swallow who are getting active malaria.
And briefly away from Liberia to Clamas, this newscast, Ghanaian authorities have deactivated 6.1 million mobile SIM cards that have not been registered with the communication regulator. The deactivated cards belong to subscribers which had not completed the ongoing nationwide registration that begins in October 2021, according to the National Communication Authority. Joe Anoke, the Director General of the NCA, on Wednesday said there were approximately 11 million active but unregistered subscribers who will be deactivated from networks after the 31 May deadline. He said so far, more than 25 million SIM cards have been fully registered across the country. The registration is part of the efforts by the NCA, to curb fraudulent activities associated with the use of SIM cards in the country. And that does it for Key News at 6, production of the News Current Affairs Department here at Kool 91.9. For more news, you can log on to www.knewsonline.com. Bells to join us at 2 o'clock this afternoon, at which I will bring Key News in brief. That's Willem Howell and Emmanuel To sat and control our sound system. Theophilus Ko control our camera. Good morning from Liberia. My name is Siaway, Miapue.